before you cut down a tree, you don't come to the base of the tree and start thinking. No. You must think about it a few days or even few weeks before you go to the base of the tree. Okay, that breadfruit tree needs to be cut down. When I cut it down, what shall I make the breadfruit tree into once it's down? That I won't be able to pick breadfruit from it anymore. That I won't be able to fetch firewood from the dead branches in the coming years from. What can I do with it that will best serve the people? It's not yet mature to make a canoe out of it. What's my alternative? These are the things that you must carefully think about before you chop it down. Even before you chop it down, which direction would I chop down the tree to fall onto? There are surrounded other plants that are useful. You don't want to destroy them. So you plan carefully before you take your 35 steps to the base of the tree. Once you finalize the decision, then that's when you sharpen your axe, and you make sure the handle of the axe is strong. Then you go up and start chopping it down, knowing that once it's on the ground, there's the lineup of the steps that you'll be doing to make the best out of the downed tree. That although you won't be harvesting the fruit of it in the coming years, similar results will be realized from the fruit or outcome of what you'll be doing to it once it's on the ground. What some might call it development, others would call it a disaster. Because truly, not every segment of the island has the same richness of its soil. And that's true everywhere. You cannot plant a plant and expect it to grow like crazy everywhere. No. You will find it, a seed of that plant, that you plant some seed on some part of the island, you're surprised that in 3 years you started harvesting fruit from it. But then when you go to some parts of the island, you want to jump up to the moon and to the sun for your frustration of seeing the plants from that area that you're still taller than them. So all of these things are to be considered and to be thought of before you actually do the real mind and the real plan that you have come up with. The reason why I always use nature in making my comparisons is because I believe that is the root of our lives. I don't know if I'm gonna switch some machines to make what nature can make. I'm not so sure about that. And if it does, I'm not so sure about its nutrition quality that is intended for the nourishment of the plant itself and for the people using it. Coconut. We call it the tree of life. Why is that? It is because even without the other plants, you can live on an island with coconut trees only. You can make your house out of it. You can make your fish traps out of it. You can make your harpoons out of it. You can make your sweet tuba out of it to help you cook other food. You can get medicines out of it. And every single part of the tree, you use them. There is no waste to it. The roots, you use for medicine. You use for making your fish trap. You use for mosquito coil. The base of the coconut tree, again, you use for mosquito coil. You use for firewood. You use for setting up pantry for your garden. The trunk of the tree you use to make harpoon. You use to make walkways. You use to make medicine. You use to make main structures for your house. You use for reshaping it to make small frames for your house. The palms you use to fix the thatched roof to go on your house. The base of the palm, you use that for firewood. You can use part of it for medicine as well. And the palm itself, you use it to help you with your fishing. Especially when there are only few people, that's very useful. To tie the palms onto your rope to scare the fish from running away, so they can stay in school in the midst of the rounded up rope, that you may take the school of fish to the spot where you can capture most of them, if not all of them. And I don't know what you call I would call it the spines of the palms that you can make fix brooms out of. The palm, you can fix mat, and you can fix fan, and roof. You can fix the thatched roof. You can make baskets. You make a lot of things out of it. That's why we call it tree of life. Drink the milk. You can eat the seed. and eat the coconut meat in it. So that's the story about how we deal with the environment. We must think carefully about it before we ruin it. To my regret, I know it's not so much practiced nowadays.